Hey everyone, welcome to the best US Mint news channel on YouTube. I'm Son of a Silver Stacker. Today's date is the 17th of September 2025. In this video, we're going to be talking about US Mint sales, the ones compiled over there at coinnews.net by Mike Unser and his team. Yeah, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Why, you ask? Well, because they're vital to numismatists, flippers, and investors to determine mintages and demand. That's right. That's why we look at US Mint sales. Now, before any of that, though, if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to a bazillion subs. It's actually a really big number. In fact, it's ginormous. You can look it up on the Google machine. And we're always live, never edited, and always unscripted. I never know what I'm going to say or not say. Now, one more thing I am going to say, I'm going to ask, that it's a call to action, is if you could please consider becoming a member or become a member if you like the channel. It's about 6.6 cents per video in a 30 calendar month. It's $1.99. It's the price of a cheap cup of coffee once per month, and it sure helps support the channel in ways you can't even imagine. Now, over here to moneymetals.com, I'm going to show you those live spot prices. So it looks like everything is in red this morning. Terrible news, right? Or is it? Or is it opportunity? So gold is down 23.40 to 36.80.45. Silver down $1.05 to 41.72. Platinum down 40.20 to 1369.70, and palladium down 23.90 to 1168.50, and good old Dr. Copper down 9 pennies to 4.61 per pound. Down here, you're looking at an in-stock American Silver Eagle, whose premium is $6.69 for a quantity of 1 through 39. They'll ask that you pay $48.43. Now, the sell to them, that's the buyback price. Look at that. Typically, we don't see that, but yeah, 41.74 and 43.59. Did the folks over at Money Metals think that this is just temporary and they're going to keep buying them at this price? Sure is interesting. Good question. Now, over here to coinnews.net, this is an article by Mike Unser dated September 16, 2025. And the title is U.S. Mint Sales 2025 Proof Morgan and Peace Dollars start at 268,000. And remember, these are out of San Francisco, California. All right. Now, they don't show you the mint mark on these, but that's okay. We know for a fact that the United States Mint said that the next peace dollars and Morgan dollars that are coming out of San Francisco, California, will not have a mint mark on them, but they will be struck in San Francisco, which raises all kinds of questions. And I have the question. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Isn't there only one mint that doesn't have a mint mark? The Philly Mint? It sure is interesting. Let's see how this all plays out. Going to be an interesting year next year, I imagine. Now, it says here, the U.S. Mint's latest collector products, or numismatic products, either way you like to slice it up, the 2025 San Francisco Proof Morgan and Peace Silver Dollars. They topped the weekly sales chart right there, top 10, right? Released September 11 at $95 each. The two coins recorded a combined sales total of 268,624 through sales through September 14th. That's not that great, folks, right? Typically, we see a lot more than that. And why do you think that is? Is it the $95 price tag? Could be. It says here, in comparison, last year's proofs reached 353,901, 268 to 353. Yeah, that's a good bit of difference. Units over the same number of opening days. In 2023, the pair posted 589,585 combined sales, although the total reflected an extra day of availability and a lower $80 issue price. Also, I think you could also say or add to that in 2021, the United States Mint issued those Morgan and Peace dollars with the CC Privy mark, the O Privy mark. And then for 2022, there weren't any Morgan and Peace dollars. So the 2023 was the return date, right? That's probably also, I would say, had an influence on those sales as well. Now it says, breaking down the numbers, sales of the new Proof Morgan Silver Dollar reached 141,172 coins, consisting of 130,052 coins from the standalone option. That's the product purchased from the public, right? Product code 25XF, and 278 units from the 40 coin bulk option, product code 25XF040. And I wonder if these options here, if they come with the box and the well, they probably come in the capsule, but I don't think they come with a box or a clamshell. And that is product code 25XF040. Now that equaled 11,120 coins. These figures compared to last year's Proof Morgan, which began with a combined total of 185,542 coins, including 177,702 coins for the standalone option and 7,840 coins, 196 units for the bulk option. Now it says here, meanwhile, because that was just the Morgan, okay? All right, for the new Peace proof piece silver dollar, it reached 127,452. Yeah, 141 to 127. Yeah, ooh, definitely more collectible is this Morgan silver dollar. And it's also reflected in the stated product limit for the Morgan and piece dollar. The piece dollar had, I think, less 10,000 than the Morgan dollar did for that particular product. It's kind of incredible how the Mint has recognized, because usually they're identical, but the Mint has recognized, through their price, right sizing prices and mintages rather, that this product needed a lower stated product limit. So let's keep on keeping on. Now it says here comprised of 100, that 127, yeah, comprised 118,612 coins from the public option and 221 for the bulk option for the bulk dealers, equaling 8,840 coins. In comparison, last year's proof piece dollar debuted with a combined total of 168,000. Yowza, look at that, 127 to 168, definitely falling. And I think this is going to show the United States Mint that they actually have to lower next year's proof piece and Morgan dollars beyond what they've already lowered it. So I think we could see 150, 125, or even 100,000, much like they do with the special ASE issues for those Privy Mark Navy, Marine, laser engraved, as well as Army Privy Mark Silver Eagles. It says in comparison, last year's proof piece dollar debuted with a combined sales total of 168,000 coins, including 160,000 for the general public and 7,360 coins, which is 184 units for the bulk option. Now here we go. This is the rest of the story, and this is really what I'm interested in here, is the Liberty Gold surges. What? Yeah, it's actually remarkable. And you know how the United States Mint, that one time they said, yeah, we're going to re-release this at noon Eastern time or 9 o'clock Eastern time. Come and get it if you want it. They didn't do anything like that at all. But I would imagine they may have, and this is just a speculation on my part, they may have told the bulk folks, hey, we're going to re-release 2,000 or 8,000 or however many's left of that Gold Liberty. Yeah, and boy, isn't that something. We'll go to that in a second here. It says the reverse proof Palladium American Eagle, released on September 4, opened with 4-day sales of 4,012. The following week, through September 14th, its total slipped by 33 to 3,979, representing 66.3% of its 6,000 coin mintage limit. And will they even have any more? Because we know that reverse proof Palladium Eagle, yeah, it's unavailable as we speak. Now, released on August 20, the 100,000 mintage 2025 West Point proof laser engraved American Silver Eagle became unavailable some 2 weeks back. Now, for the fourth consecutive report, there's been no update beyond the first day sales total of 59,520, previously provided to coinnews.net, with the Mint stating in multiple responses that is working to provide accurate figures. Well, I don't know if that's the case, because check this out. Here we are at about production sales and figures, cumulative sales figures for the United States Mint, and I've highlighted here 25 AM Eagle Silver, and there she is, laser engraved. It says, and this could be wrong. I don't know to trust the United States Mint's numbers anymore, especially after last year's fiasco with the Jefferson nickels, right? So that's a wait a minute, moment. It's kind of wonky. So do we believe that they have sold 99,788 of the laser engraved silver proof American Eagles? I don't know. But there it is. That's where it stands. And it's a shame that these folks over here, over at coinnews.net, didn't get the memo about the sales, or nor did they actually, they're waiting to provide for the Mint to get them an accurate response for or an accurate figure, right? It's just, I mean, if they can't get it, who can, right? The 2025 American Liberty issues launched on August 21st. Here we go with the 12,000 mintage for the, did you see the mintages, by the way? Yeah, 99,000. I can't get over that. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, it's just, on what day did they have so many questions? It's so frustrating. All right, let's keep on keeping on. The 12,000 mintage for the 2025 West Point struck $100 high relief gold coin lasted nearly 2.5 hours before first becoming unavailable, with an opening total of 7,350. Now, a few days ago, sales reopened briefly, pushing its total higher by 4,021. Now the sales stand at 11,975, 25 away from their stated product limit. Well, look, they sold 4,021. Sales opened briefly. Yeah, they don't even employ the wait room, I don't think, and I never saw it pop up. And if that's the case, who got the bulk of those 4,000? It makes you wonder, doesn't it? And if did anybody get a heads up prior to those particular coins dropping? It's just so like, what is the Mint doing over there? I mean, who are they for? Are they for themselves to make as much money as they can? Are they there to make their customers happy? Are they there to make the bulk folks happy? Or are they there to make all three happy, themselves, the bulk folks, and the general public? It sure makes you wonder. Now, it says the companion 60,000 stated product limit 2025 Philadelphia silver medal, which became unavailable the day after its release when they released the household order limit, debuted with reported sales of 28,888 over the last 2 weeks. It has shown only modest changes, most recently dipping by 11 to 29,955. There it is. That's incredible. And here we go. Let's talk about the August 7th launch. That's the 10 coin 2025 silver proof set, recorded 4-day opening sales of 120,807 units after climbing to 125 in its first full week. The set now listed as currently unavailable. And I did talk to a Mint customer service person, and they kind of have given me the feeling that it's coming back. And that's, I don't know if it is or not, but that's kind of what the vibe was. Now, it says currently unavailable, has logged 4 consecutive weekly declines, down 2,166 pickup sticks, then down 10,609, then 159, and most recently this week at 71, bringing the total now to 114,120. That's the lowest silverproof set mintage in the history of the silverproof mintages, starting in 1992. Let's not even compare the other ones from the past. And remember, the United States Mint only made 3/9 fine, I believe, starting in 2019. Before that, it was 90% silver, right? That's incredible. What a move. And I'm really happy they did the 3/9 fine. Released on July 31st and limited to 7,500 coins, the anniversary 2025 West Point Proof Sacagawea gold dollar became unavailable about 8 hours after its launch. Since then, only small quantities have briefly reappeared. 5 reports ago, the total edged up by 4 to 7,444. The following report showed no change. In the next update, it increased by 47 to bring the total to 7,491, and then it logged back-to-back declines of 5. That's 10. Now the weekly total is unchanged at 7,481. Yeah, and there it is. That's the stated product limit. So they're, missing 19 or so? And who knows if those are even going to be spoken for. Now it says here, the Mint Superman-themed gold and silver coin medals debuted on July 24th, with the first 4 days of pre-sales showing the least expensive Mint medal leading to 30,228. And I was shocked when I saw that. I was like, well, that's pretty good. And then no. And it just petered out, followed by the 2.5 ounce version at 11,764. And then the gold coin at 6,146. And remember, the reason these aren't selling is because, number one, the Mint has a tremendous premium on their precious metal products. And then, yeah, there's a licensing fee from the folks over there at DC Comics. And wouldn't it be cool if we had a silver price grid? I just thought of that out of the blue. How come we don't have a silver price grid that justifies the United States Mint's pricing on their silver products? It's just wow. And I got to ask the question, how long before we see another increase for the silver products over there at the United States Mint? I know I just switched gears, but it hit me like a ton of bricks over there. Now it says recent weekly movement for the Superman themed coin report shows, and I'm just going to do the bottom one here, and I will leave a link in the description so you can read this on your own. So for the week ending September 14th, that was 3 days ago, the gold coin is now up 45, the 2.5 ounce metal up 117, and the 1 ounce metal is down 141. So yeah, it looks like these two, the gold and the 2.5 ounce, are up, but the 1 ounce metal is down, and I think it was down 2 weeks in a row now. Current totals now stand at 5,892 for the gold coin, 12,791 for the 2.5 ounce silver medal, and 14,777 for the 1 ounce silver medal. And folks, I think the Mint needs to, and I know they typically right size the year after and then they look at sales, but I think the United States Mint, because these are pre-sale for these Superman coins, the DC Comic art and coin medals, the Mint is going to have to look at these sales for the Superman and say, okay, let's do 7,000 for the gold, 12,500 for the 2.5 ounce metal, maybe 15,000, not the 24 that they're trying to get to, and an unlimited number of the 1 ounce silver metal. How about just make 15,000 of those? Right size it to the sales you have now, because look, with these numbers here, yeah, gold up by 48, 2.5 ounce metal by 117, 1 ounce metal down 141. Do you know how long it's going to take the United States Mint to actually get to 24,000 on the 2.5 ounce silver metal if it trickles by 117? What's that, 400, 500 per month? And that's going to be sitting on the shelves forever. And that's a big investment to make, in particular because it's 2.5 ounces of silver, right? That could be better used elsewhere, especially for next year's issuances. So we are definitely wondering what the Mint is going to be doing as far as the Batman coin, the Wonder Woman coin, or maybe those totals are going to stay the same, and then maybe next year we're going to be looking at the Mint going back and saying, well, this isn't going to work. We need to lower the stated product limits. We'll see how that works out, but hopefully they snap out of it. Current totals now stand at 5,809. I think I said that actually. Now, in its latest report, the no longer available privy marked 250th anniversary Army 2025 West Point Proof American Silver Eagle. Whew, that's a mouthful. Advanced by 340 to 98,878. It marks the coin's second weekly gain in 6 weeks, following last week's increase of 483 after 4 straight declines of 326, 1,119, 2,689, and 2,296. And there's a reason why, is because the United States Mint actually said that they had sold one like 104,000. Yeah, whoops, no they didn't, because that would be over their official mintage of 100,000. That's incredible. Now here we go with the Mint's top sellers for the week, and this is the top 10, folks. All right, and look at the numbers, actually. They're pretty solid, and it's kind of impressive. We're almost back up to 1,000 or four digits for the middle of the pack. Below is the roster of U.S. Mint's most sought-after numismatic products for the week ending September 14, because last week's reporting period included an extra day due to the Labor Day holiday. And remember, though, that extra day didn't do squat for them, because it was actually a slower week than most of this whole summer. Right? So things have definitely picked back up. So the first 2 spots, you got the Proof Morgan and Peace Silver Dollars. Number 3, you got the American Liberty Gold Coin, sold 4,021. Where did those come from? And why didn't the Mint tell anybody? And why didn't they employ the waiting room? It just reeks of, well, I don't want to say. Now, number 4 spot is the 2025 Mint set. That's the uncirculated set. They sold 2,092 of those. Now the grand total stands at 150,599. And remember, the stated product limit on that one is, guess what? Yeah, that's right, 190,000. So there's less than 40,000 of those sets available. Numbers 5 spot, and it'd be cool if these were actually numbered. They just have bullet points next to it. As the 2025 uncirculated Morgan silver dollar, sold 964. Number 6 spot is the Kennedy 200 coin bag, sold 961. The number, is that 6? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I guess so. Next spot, 200 coin bag, 961 to 11,519. Next spot, taken by the uncirculated Peace silver dollar, sold 908. That's remarkable. All right, and number 7? No, it's 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 8 is the Proof Silver Eagle. That's the flagship American Silver Eagle out of West Point, New York, sold 705. 9 spot is the Proof U.S. Marine Corps 250th anniversary silver dollar, sold 440. And I got to tell you, I think that's a winner chicken dinner program, that 250th anniversary of the Marine Corps. But why didn't they just celebrate the armed forces, right? Those 3, because we know the Army and the Navy also have 250th anniversary this year. But the United States Congress and their infinite wisdom said, yeah, we're going to keep it to the Marines and just celebrate them folks. Yeah, makes you wonder, head-scratching moment there. Now, look at this. I thought this was really interesting. The 2024 San Francisco Morgan Peace Silver Dollar Reverse Proof set sold 425. It's even amazing that that set is still available. And I would have thought that even I think in 2023 when this set first came out that it would have been a winner right off the bat, but it just didn't seem to take off. Really interesting. You know, that's one thing about the United States Mint. You know, some things that you think that are going to be super, collectible, it just doesn't get any traction, right? Now, in its latest report, the Mint published sales data for 594 numismatic products. 2 products saw week-over-week gains of more than 1,000, the same as the previous week, right? Now, here we go. The U.S. Mint sales momentum picked up with 94 products surpassing their previous gains. This compares to against recent weekly increases of, here we go, last week, it was at 57, 109, 101, tied here with 94, more than 90, less than 110, more than 85, less than 103, less than 105. They got 89 more, less here at 120. 4 more here at 98 and 1 less at 93. So yeah, it's stuck right in the pack in the middle there this week. It says 11 products registered weekly sales declines, yard sale, compared to 4 in the last week's report. I think the United States Mint is getting ready for a yard sale. They're doing inventory. Maybe this is because they have the 2025 fiscal year-end report coming out at the end of this month, perhaps, or maybe the beginning of October, which it should be really interesting to find out what's going on over there at the United States Mint, to really find out how much money they've lost this year, because I think that's what it's going to be. But also, we might see a surprising gain on some products, because we do know the United States Mint raised the price on their clad. That's right, not only just silver products, but they raised the price on clad as well. So that's kind of wow. Okay, it says here, oh yeah. Now, additional declines not already noted include the 2025 American Innovation $1 proof set, down 1,831, and all 5 2025 quarter ornaments, each slipping by an average of more than 200. And did I mention that when I talked to the Mint's customer service the other day to cancel my second 2.5 ounce Superman silver medal, that, one of the things they asked me was that, hey, can I help you out with anything else? Would you like to buy a 2025 American Woman quarter ornament? And I was like, no, I'm good, because I have the 2022s, and they look good, right? But yeah, not doing it. Not doing it. But I think out of all the 2025 quarter ornaments, I think the Althea Gibson is my favorite, because she's a tennis player. I love tennis. In fact, I even played badminton, if you can believe that. And they tried me out for the 1988 Olympics in badminton, when it wasn't even really an official gold winning sport. I think they were just trying it out. And now it looks like, and I was undefeated. I even got a Letterman jacket and everything. It was kind of cool. Now, U.S. Mint sales, numismatic products below our tables. In the latest available sales for U.S. Mint numismatic products, the sales period covers from September 8 to September 14. Sales products with an asterisk are no longer available or had no reported sales. And like I said, these 2025 commemoratives, this was a winner chicken dinner program, no doubt about it. Mint did really well on this. And I remember when I went to the fun show back in, I think it was January of 2025, the United States Mint had a 3-coin proof set in their display case. And I was like, wow, that is absolutely beautiful. In particular, the U.S. Marine Corps gold, $5 gold coin that was amazing. It was beautiful, as you could imagine. Okay, so here we go, commemorative coins. This is from last year, and it's actually kind of amazing. And I like it that they've left it up for this long into the year, so that way you can compare and contrast these two to the 250th anniversary of the Marine Corps. All right. Woo. That's just had some San Pellegrino Limonata. Wow. Got a kick to it. All right, here we go. Morgan and Peace Dollar. Yeah, look at that. The United States Mint was smart in that they recognized the Peace Dollar doesn't sell as well as the Morgan Silver Dollar. So look at the sales. 130 compared to 118 for the general public. 221 for the bulk folks, and 278 for the bulk folks for the Morgan Dollar. But look at, I got to tell you, what's interesting about that, you're still getting pretty decent sales here for the uncirculated Morgan and Peace dollars, 908 there. Yeah, that's almost, 4,000 per month. That's great. I bet the Mint's really stoked about that. And what's interesting is we had an increase in sales for that Morgan and Peace silver dollar reverse proof set. And then for 2024 products also. And look at this, 2023, yeah, sold 187, and that's for the Morgan, and they sold 101 for the proof Peace Dollar. It's incredible, folks. Now, here we go. This is important, I think, and I just, it is on back order right now, my order. It said that they were going to ship on September 25th. That still could happen. And remember, if you call the United States Mint and talk to their customer service people and you ask them, hey, when is it going to ship out? Well, guess what? Yeah, and they'll say in the fall. But you got to remember, fall is in 4 or 5 days from now, I think on September 22nd. So fall is just right around the corner. I mean, this is it. This is the last few days of summer, So yeah, the gold Superman sold 48. Almost a 1% increase here for the 2.5 ounce silver medal. I think that's fantastic, because they weren't doing that well over 2 weeks ago, before we had the actual packaging pictured from the United States Mint. And really, It's a bummer that the Mint didn't have the packaging up there, and they still don't have it for the Batman packaging. And I imagine those are going to look pretty cool too, because it's Batman. But yeah, that 1 ounce silver medal dropped by 141. It's wow. This program I don't know if it's ever going to see success. And what does success look like for the comic art coin and metal program from DC and the United States Mint? It is the first public-private partnership the United States Mint has done as far as collecting coins and using licensing for another company. And they really should have done that for the baseball commemoratives with Jackie Robinson. But I'm just saying. Now, here we go. Sacagawea, no movement there this week, 230. Yeah, this was a shocker. When somebody said to me, hey, Stacker, the gold flowing hair is available, I was like, what? And I went over there and I didn't see it. It didn't say available. But yeah, 6 folks, maybe more, were able to purchase the 2024 flowing hair gold coin. 6. Those are very, very lucky people to get those. I'm just shook. That is outstanding. Way to go. Kudos to y'all if you picked up one of those. That is remarkable. All right, let's look at the Armed Forces silver medal. Army did not beat Navy this week, 48-40, and these numbers are pretty low. Typically, we see, 50 or 48 is the bottom. Yeah, interesting. American Liberty Products, here we go. Yeah, look at that. That's the 2025 West Point $100 American Liberty gold coin, sold 4,021 for a 50.55% increase. Where did they come from? What? Who? How? Why? So many questions. And there was no waiting room employed. There was no announcement made. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who wanted to get this that weren't able to get it when it was at 7,954. But there it is. It's kind of sad that the United States Mint is not more communicative about what they're going to do and what they're releasing and when they're releasing it. They could have easily sent out an email or made an announcement on their website saying, hey, everybody, at noon Eastern today, we're going to release an allotment, an additional batch, if you will, of the American Liberty Gold coin, right? But they didn't. That's just now. I imagine they could have easily done it if somebody was like, yeah, put it on Remind Me, and then they sent an email to all the folks that were on Remind Me, but I didn't get anything. I tell you, that's oddball stuff. Now the American Liberty silver medal dropped by 11. And is this going to be the final mintage, or is the United States Mint going to come back and say, okay, we're going to drop another 30,000 of those bad boys? Not sure what's going on over there, but if they do, I hope they announce it. All right, let's keep on keeping on. Clad-proof sets. Yeah, no clad-proof sets were sold for 2025. That's it. That's the end of the line. I don't think there's going to be any more. And remember, I think there were some toning issues with the 2025 proof set, just like the silver proof set. And I got to show you those numbers here in a second. But what the big news here, yeah, that's the American Innovation, not the reverse proof, but just the regular proof. And they are absolutely stunning, beautiful, no doubt about it, especially that Florida American Innovation coin. It is a beauty. And that dropped by 1,831, almost a 4% decline for the sales here. That's incredible. All right, silver proof sets. Yep, here we go. The lowest minted silver proof set in the modern era since 1992. They lost another 71. Now the total is 114,120. And we showed you what those are selling for, anywhere between $260 to $320. And the initial retail price was $150. So it's almost selling for double. And obviously, you may not realize double because of eBay fees, PayPal fees, and shipping fees, but you're definitely not losing money on that set this year, no doubt about it. It's incredible. U.S. Mint uncirculated sets, that's the one right there. Yeah, so 2,000 in 1 week. That's remarkable, folks. So if you extrapolate that, you say, well, how many in a month, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, who do we appreciate? Yeah, almost 10,000, but 8,000 are going to be sold per month. And if it's 8,000 per month and there's 40,000 available, you're looking at 5 more months from now, which puts us in October, November, December, January, February, late February. That thing's gonzo. That's incredible. Look at the ornaments now. They said they sold 900 here, 1119 here, 897 there. 882, 892, but then they dropped by about 219 to 216, almost identical numbers here for 3 of them. And what does that mean? Is their accounting software is it broken or something? I'm not sure what. But yeah, look at the Mighty Minters ornament from 2024. Yeah, 3,549. Let's look at the Dr. Polly Murray ornament from 2024, 942. Yeah, that's really close to the Juliette Gordon-Lowe. And Juliette Gordon-Lowe, I think, is the winner chicken dinner out of all of the American Women Quarter this year. She's just having the best sales. And, and if it weren't for and anybody can say anything they want about the American Women Quarters, obviously, you know that. But if it wasn't for the American Women Quarter program, I wouldn't know that I was related to Juliette Gordon-Lowe. It's amazing. I think it's really cool. All right, proof and reverse proof. Silver Eagles. Yeah, this is not correct, or is it? Well, it was correct for the first day, but like I showed you, the real total here is this 2025 American Eagle Silver Proof 1-ounce laser engraved coin. They say it is 99,788, and they don't have that reflected here. And that is actually more than the Army Privy, and that sold 340. Now stands the sales now stand at 98,878. And I think all of these laser engraved Privy Mark coins, the Army, Navy, and the Marine Corps, as well as the laser engraved I just showed you the mintage, I think those are all going to be important coins. And remember, I think I showed you there was one that was selling the Army Privy Mark, or was it the laser engraved Privy Mark, for $59 on eBay. Yeah, it's still up there. It's still available, and you can buy it. It's remarkable. And it's funny, on the listing, it says, does not come with the COA or a box that, I'm like, or the clamshell. And I'm like, okay, what are they doing there? What's going on? And from what country do you think it's from? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right. That's a proof. Here we go with the uncirculated Silver Eagles. Yeah, still available. And I think there's probably about 100,000 of those, maybe 110,000 of those total available. And when is it going to sell out? I'm not sure. Okay, here we go. This is a big deal. This is gold coins at the United States Mint, and they are selling like hotcakes this year. It's incredible, the amount of sales that gold has generated. And I don't think the Mint really was focused on gold sales this year. I think earlier on in the year, we did a story about how the Mint was going to be focusing more on silver this year than gold because they thought gold sales were going to be down. But I tell you what, nobody wants to catch a falling knife, meaning if the price of gold's going down, down and down, people just aren't likely to buy gold, right? But as the price goes up, up, up and away, people are like, man, I want to get on the gravy train before I miss the boat. Train, boat, either way. Yeah, sold 45 of the 1-ounce American Silver Eagle or Gold Eagles from 2025. That's incredible for 1.5% increase. Look at this, a 1.3% increase on the 10th ounce. And if you're into getting those 10th ounce, kudos to you, because you know what? It's gold, and just because the fractional is 1/10 of an ounce doesn't matter. It's still gold, and kudos to you for even trying. All right, 2025 proof American Gold Eagle coins. Yeah, not much to say there. 2023 proof American Gold Eagles, nothing going on there. 2022, nothing. Uncirculated American Gold Eagle, look at that, an increase of 1.8%, and that's 37, but still not so bad there. Now here we go, proof American Bison gold coins. Yeah, look at that, another increase of 1.5% there for 2025. The total now stands at 6,004. And how many are going to be available for the year? We don't know, because it's the United States Mint. Proof American Platinum Eagle 2025. Yeah, not a whole lot of there. But look at this. Here we go. And this is the one that I think a lot of people got hyped up about. Was that 2025 reverse proof, saying how the mintage was the lowest since ever. And yeah, they were at 4,012, and that was a decrease of 0.82%. That's 33 of them. The sales numbers now stands at 3979. So they go proof, reverse proof, uncirculated, proof, reverse proof, uncirculated, then proof, reverse proof. And for 2026, which one do you think it's going to be? Yeah, probably uncirculated. They follow a pattern there. Presidential silver medals, not going to talk about it. American Innovation reverse proof sets. We can't wait for the December 10th launch of the reverse proof set for the American Innovation dollars. I love those reverse proof. They are amazing. And could you imagine the Florida coin in a reverse proof? Yes, please. That would be amazing. Yep, here we go. American Innovation dollar out of Texas. None left. Gonzo. American Innovation dollar out of Florida. Yeah, I don't know where this one came from, but kudos to you for picking one up and even trying. -2 for the 25 coin roll set out of Denver. And remember, Denver hasn't produced the equal amount that the Philadelphia has struck in the last couple of years. So Denver is the least minted out of all of these, and that includes the rolls and bags both. Incredible. And I don't think the Michigan rolls were available. So these three folks, I think, scored. But what are available, you're looking at here, is the two bags. I think those are still available. And then all four product options for the Arkansas American Innovation Dollar is still available. Let's keep on keeping on. I think the next one we're going to be looking at is the Native American dollar and then the Kennedy half dollar. And remember, those Kennedy half dollars are gonzo now. There's nothing left. Here we go. Native American dollars looks pretty flat. Nothing over 1% here. I think the closest we get here is 0.76, 0.75%, and that was 11 of the 100 coin bag. Now stands at 14.65. Now here we go with the Kennedy half dollar. Look at that, almost a 10% increase in the baggage sales to 961 there. And these are gonzo. You can't get any more of those at all. I think the total mintage was like 11,550, if I'm not mistaken. Incredible, incredible. And that's it. That's the end of the Kennedy half dollars. And I think maybe, just maybe, that's why people are purchasing the uncirculated set and the number that we're seeing for 2025, because they realize those are probably the best looking Kennedy half dollars that money can buy from the United States Mint website. Obviously, you can probably buy better examples that you're going to get than you could possibly get from the United States Mint if you buy a Mint State Kennedy half dollar in a 68 or 69, if you can find it. And I think tomorrow's video, I'm going to be doing some sales on eBay, looking at some of the most in-demand coins from 2025 to see what those Kennedy half dollars are selling for. I mean, we already know, we did a video on the silver Kennedy half dollar. And yeah, that was about $130 to $150, almost the price of the silver proof set. And I got a question. Is the Kennedy half dollar toning yellow also? If it is, that would be a bummer in the summer. Not a big fan of tone coins. Not a fan. I think it's damaged. I really do. And you know, it's funny. Before the pandemic, people weren't really into tone coins that much. And if they were like the rainbows on like maybe some Morgan dollars. And after that, it was like, ooh, yeah, no, I'm good. Leave your coin over there. Not gonna do it. All right, Stacey Park Milburn quarters still available. Dr. Vera Rubin quarters. Yeah, there you go. And then the Juliet Gordon Lowe, Ida B. Wells, and then obviously the Zitkala Shah, still available. And I think the Mint really needs to, I guess it begs the question, is the United States, like for next year's quarters, right, for 2026, are we going to have the same mintages that we're seeing here for next year's quarters as we're seeing here for the 2025s? Because I'll tell you what, I'm gonna try and get every 3-roll set I can get my hands on for next year's 2026 semi-quincentennial. I think those are going to be because it's a 1 year only, and some of those designs are actually spectacular. Can't wait to see it. And I think that's the end of the sales talks. Yep, there it is. Let's go to the plus ones. I can't believe I've yammered for almost 40 minutes here. It's like I'm giving a seminar or something. Give me a water, I'll tell you. Now, this is it. This is a selection. Everybody makes a selection. Every day you make a selection, not just what shoes you're going to wear, not what socks you're going to wear, or what graphic t-shirt you're going to wear, what band you're going to represent. No, it's much more than that. Because as we walk through the path of life, we must pause and reflect upon the significance of our choices. We hold within us the ability to make a better world and a brighter future. That's right. And remember, even the tiniest bit of light can illuminate the darkness. Now think about that. It doesn't take much, a little bit. So if you try just a little bit, it's going to change your world. You'll be able to see a whole lot more. And I think the ultimate question is, which direction is your elevator ride going? Up or down? Yowza. Now let's go over here to 3 Nines Fine, 99.9, KOIN Coin News Radio. This is the Wanton song by Led Zeppelin. Yeah, it's a good one right there. Now, whoo, made it. Unbelievable. I don't think I've ever made a video this long ever, and unless it was one of the live streams. Now, I want to thank you all for coming. Thanks for hanging out this long. 40 minutes is, I know, quite a commitment, but I do thank you for listening this long. And remember, you can always speed me up if you like, putting that cog over there. You can even slow me down to 0.75, 1.5, etc., etc. But really, thank you all for hanging on this long. I do appreciate all of your viewership. Really means a lot to me. But remember, also, please consider becoming a member. It's $1.99 per month. It's really the price of a cheap cup of coffee, and it works out to 6.6 cents per video. These fine folks have done it, and you can too. So y'all have a wonderful rest of your week. It is Wednesday today, so we're on the downhill slide to Friday, and it just goes to show you that the weeks are flying by. This is it, the last few days of summer. This weekend will be it. Summer's gone. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Stacker out.